Hello, friends. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Just as the season of Lent is marked by the use of the color purple, St. Patrick's Day has always been marked by the wearing of green. I'm wearing moss green, maybe not quite the shamrock green of popular imagination, but it's the best I could do. St. Patrick, of course, is a beloved saint in the Celtic tradition, and he's one about whom there's a great deal of hagiography. What's hagiography? Well, like biography, which are a record about a life, biography, that's what it means, a record about a life. Hagiography is a holy record. That is a kind of holy biography, a story that tells about the miraculous life and events of these saints in our spiritual tradition. And there are two great episodes in Patrick's hagiography, Patrick's, shall we say, official biography, that stand out for us. The first is that he used the shamrock, the clover, as a means to describe the mystery of the Trinity, a stalk that has 3 leaves, and each of the leaves have 3 parts, 3 in 1, and all of that is a kind of visual encapsulation of the mystery of the Trinity. He never did that, but it's a lovely story. And then, of course, there's the story about Patrick driving out the snakes from Ireland, something he certainly never did, as there were no native snakes on Ireland back in his time. But the driving out of snakes is a kind of Lenten image when you think about it, because in our spiritual tradition, the snake is associated with evil, with baser emotions, with lying, with deception, with, of course, Satan, who is the prince of all of those things. And to call someone a snake is really the worst we could call someone. And so maybe today on St. Patrick's Day, we would do well to think about that and to remember that we're called to drive out the snakes in our own lives, not just the snakes in our communities and in our families, but even in our own hearts. Those lower things that tempt us to be less than we are, that make us forget that we're made in God's image and are called to live in a way that is, in fact, saint-like. Because to live in a saint-like way is to live in a way that reflects Christ's loving glory every day, despite the challenges that we face as we go through life. St. Patrick wrote a famous hymn, I bind unto myself today, and Anglicans love to sing it particularly to a grand tune set by the great Irish composer Charles Villiers Stanford. But part of that hymn contains these verses, and as we think about driving out the snakes in our own lives and hearts and aspiring to be more saint-like, I leave this with you as our prayer today. Christ be with me, Christ within me, Christ behind me, Christ before me, Christ beside me, Christ to win me, Christ to comfort and restore me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ in quiet, Christ in danger, Christ in hearts of all that love me, Christ in mouth of friend and stranger. Have a wonderful day, friends.